Piper, a blind girl, is waiting outside her school for her brother to pick her up as she hears a few girls chatting behind. She tries to make friends with them, but they don't seem to like her, and her brother Andy comes in. They are step-siblings, and they embark on a tragedy at home, finding their father not opening the bathroom door. As Andy picks the lock, they find him lying dead. Piper cries and tries to save him, but Andy is shocked and unmoved. Now, being orphaned, they're both put up with the social worker Wendy, who fixes Piper up with a foster parent and demands that Andy stay in his own supervised unit. Andy requests her to demand that the foster parents keep him as well for 3 months, after which he will turn 18 and take guardianship of Piper. It works, and they reach her home, which is far beyond the woods. They meet the woman named Laura, who is very happy to see Piper and welcomes them into the house. Andy, seeing that the carpet is taped, and wonders if it is for Piper. Laura tells him that it was for her daughter, who was blind as well and passed away by drowning. The siblings go on a tour of the house, and while getting out, her cat goes out. Andy tries to find it and uncovers a young boy in the pool torturing the cat. Soon, Laura comes in and takes it away from him. She introduces him as her son Oliver as she marks their heights on the wall. Piper demands to know what he looks like, and Laura lies that he has curly red hair. She also reveals that he has gone mute after his sister's death. Laura introduces them to their rooms as Andy chats with a friend, telling them how weird Oliver is. Soon, Laura comes in and tries to make conversation. She tells him that she has been a counselor for 20 years and can tell he doesn't like talking to her. He denies it and gets up, hearing Piper calling. As he looks back and he finds Laura checking her phone, he lunges at her and she gets scared, but they both apologize. However, she has read the text about Oliver and gets pissed off about it. In the morning, Andy wakes up to find he has wet his pants. He puts them in the machine and has disturbing visions about his past father. They all go out to his funeral. In the meantime, at the house, Oliver is banging on the glass door and breaks it. He walks with his bleeding hands and gets to the chicken's cage and stares furiously. At the funeral, while alone, Laura cuts some of his hair and puts it in her pocket. She asks Andy to kiss his father goodbye because it's a custom. He doesn't want to do it, but she pushes him with words, and he eventually does so. On their way home, seeing them both upset, she tries to cheer them up, demanding what they would like to do. Andy wishes to go partying, and she eventually agrees. They return home and play games to get drunk. Andy tries not to let Piper drink, but she pushes her anyway. They get drunk and start dancing while Oliver watches them from outside. They have fun until Piper falls asleep, and Laura decides to do a counseling period with Andy without looking at one another. She talks about her daughter dying, and Andy reveals that his father was abusive to him, and in his childhood, he hated Piper and once hit her. She apologizes, and as he goes to sleep, Laura goes to her room, pees on a mug, goes to Andy's room, and wets his pants. From the window, she finds Oliver outside, injured. She takes him in and demands to see him for real. Soon, the water starts running behind. As she goes to turn it off, she finds Oliver with his eyes red, growling and transforming into a monster as the glass breaks. Andy wakes up and finds his pants wet again. He takes them to the machine, but Laura stops him in the middle and takes it herself. She reveals that she and Piper are going out for girl shopping. She also sees the pants and, in front of Piper, tells him he has pissed his pants. Piper is surprised, and as he leaves for a shower, Laura tells her that her brother is not very well. Andy, alone at the house with Oliver, goes to the tap water outside as he is afraid of the shower. He sees Oliver upstairs bangs an insect on the glass. He gets home to talk to him, but finds his door locked. But he knows how to open it and asks Oliver if he is hungry. He takes him to the table and gives him a pen and paper to have a conversation. Meanwhile, he cuts some melon and gives it to Oliver. He takes it whole with a knife. As Andy gets to grab a plate, he finds himself chewing on the knife. He takes it out of his mouth and hurriedly takes him out of the house to get him to the hospital. There's a white border outside the house, and Oliver stops just before passing it. However, Andy dragged him out, and he starts screaming horribly. He starts shivering terribly, and inside his body, something starts to roar. Just then, he says, "Help me." Immediately, Laura returns and rushes to take him inside the house. Andy, devastated, finds that Oliver had written something in the paper, and it was the word bird. As Laura is alone with Oliver in her room, he starts acting afraid, asking her what she wants. Laura turns on the music loud and watches some bizarre videos to make the same actions on him, feeding him the hairs. He slowly quiets down. Andy and Piper, concerned outside, request her to open the door. Laura comes out, curses at Andy for breaking into her room, and kindly takes Piper in. In the evening, as Andy gets in the shower, he finds his father telling him that she will die in the rain. He vanishes, and Andy quietly gets out and sees him looking away. He appears with a horrible look, and Andy tries to skip. He slips and hits his head. He wakes up in the hospital with doctors around. He sees that it is raining and gets concerned about Piper, trying to leave, but they hold him. At home, Laura watches her daughter's videos with Piper and describes her appearance. Eventually, Laura visits Andy at the hospital, and as usual, he is worried about Piper. He tells her that she must not let her out in the rain because he had a vision of his father telling him so. Laura promises him that she won't. However, just as she returns, she gets out in the rain with Piper. After that, she takes her inside and lets her wear her daughter's sweater. She further tells her that she can call her mom, but Piper isn't comfortable doing so yet. She ties her hair up like her daughter as well and wonders if she would leave with Andy after he turns 18. Piper tells her that it is the plan, but to ease her, she says that they will come visit her every weekend. Laura takes her to show her something. She opens up the fridge and lets her touch something. She feels it's cold, but doesn't know what it is. Laura doesn't say much, but apparently it is the body of her late daughter. It's raining still for days, and the doctors have let Andy out. Laura isn't very happy about it, but she has to take him in anyway. Inside the house, at night, Laura continues watching the weird videos and performing the rituals on Oliver. Then, she goes to the bathroom and sprays a lot of Andy's body spray and gets into Piper's room. After spending a few moments beside her, she punches her in the eyes and gets out immediately. Piper screams in pain, but Andy doesn't wake up. In the morning, Andy is called up and accused of a deed. He thinks it's either Laura or Oliver and wants her saved. However, Piper had smelled him. Meanwhile, Laura brings in the topic of his father hitting him, and him hitting her as well. Piper had no idea about it, and Laura continues pushing Andy to the edge. Andy realizes something is fishy about the house. He finds Oliver outside again and tries to take a video of him as Laura attempts to take his phone away. He punches hard beside her. Piper screams at him to stop, and Andy asks Piper to get out of there. But Piper leans back to Laura instead. Realizing the situation, Andy gets out himself, and Laura hugs Piper. Andy reaches the police station to meet with Wendy. As he waits for her, he finds a missing boy's picture named Connor Bird, who is none other than Oliver. He reveals all of this to Wendy. Meanwhile, Laura leaves Piper to play despite her not wanting to and reaches home. He finds the whole house demolished, and it is Oliver in a terrible state comes at her and attacks her. He plucks out her hair and bites off her arms. Laura runs back to her room and locks herself up. Oliver now starts eating on everything, including the table and his own skin. Soon, Laura comes out and does the ritual with her blood on the glass, and Oliver catches it. She further takes him to her daughter's body and puts him in the fridge. Piper is playing while Andy, on her way to the house with Wendy, leaves her a message telling her that it wasn't he who hit her, and also revealing the fact that he had once hit her in childhood. He hangs up, saying he loves her very much. The message is received by Laura at home, and she hears Wendy's voice as well. Immediately, she gets to fix the house, manages to handle everything till Wendy appears. Wendy asks Andy to stay in the car, otherwise, he may receive a restraining order. As Wendy gets in, Andy jumps into the backyard. He gets to the storage room where Oliver is. There is a lock, and he tries to break open as Wendy is passing through the rooms and finds everything is in order. Andy gets in and finds out that Oliver is eating on the dead body. Wendy is about to leave, and just then, with Laura's mistake, she finds out that she is bleeding. She immediately hears Andy scream as well. Laura tries to stop her, endeavoring to make sense that she is trying to bring her daughter back. Wendy, freaked out, runs out and sees the situation herself. They try to run away as Laura rushes in at them with her car and smashes them both. Wendy dies immediately, and Laura waterboards Andy to death. She immediately reaches Piper and takes her back home. At home, Piper hears Andy's voice and goes in that direction. She comes across Oliver and touches his head. Finding out that he has no curly hair at all, she senses something odd. As Laura tries to take her away, she instantly runs off, but the door is locked. She locks herself in a room where lies the body of Andy. She realizes it's him by touching his braces and cries. Laura opens the door with the keys and approaches Piper, telling her that her brother had an accident. She starts revealing the truth. She tells her that she has a very good angel that she has put inside Oliver, and he will give her daughter's soul inside of her. She tells her that she will have to drown her for that. Piper immediately throws a bottle at her face and runs out of there, but she gets hold of her and, not being able to see, she runs into a pillar and passes out. Laura takes her to the pool, with Oliver being completely turned into a monster. She attempts to drown her, but Piper returns to consciousness and scratches her face. She gasps out and in fear screams, "Mom." Hearing her, Laura quiets down, remembering her own daughter's death. She hugs her tightly, and taking the opportunity, Piper gets out, but Oliver, with his demon self, attacks her. Piper somehow gets rid of him and falls from the ledge out of the house. She runs away to the road, where Oliver can't go. She stops a car, and they take her in. Oliver, standing in front of the white border, decides to walk out while Laura reaches her daughter's body, crying. The police reach her house and find Oliver lying on the ground. He has returned to his self and tells them his real name. The police reach the swimming pool, where Laura lies hugging her daughter's body. So that was the recap for the 2025 movie Bring Her Back. For more recaps like this, stay subscribed to the channel. And if you like this video, you may also like this.